Yeah, you wanna?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name's Ryan,
Mhm.
and I'm living here in Arizona, in Scottsdale. I've been here now for going on 5 years, and how I ended up here briefly was I grew up in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
I grew up with in a pretty good home. I had my parents were together all growing up, and up until my high school years. So when I was a freshman in high school, so I was about 13 at the time, my parents they split up, and my dad left. They were going to get a divorce. It ended up being a few years later, but my dad left at that time, and everything changed then, because he was the breadwinner, the provider for the family, and my mom tried to keep it together and to make ends meet. She would be working 12-hour days, 6 and 7 days a week a lot of the time, which left me at home to take care of my younger sister, which was tough, but we were able to keep it together. A lot changed then. We had to move to a smaller house. My mom was really stressed out a lot, so we grew distant, but for the most part everything went okay. And then when I was a senior in high school, they finally got divorced, but through it all we did okay. I ended up graduating high school, and I went to college, and I graduated college, and I got a job out of college, and this would have been in 2002, and I worked and was fairly successful doing the things that I was supposed to be doing, at least what I thought I was supposed to be doing, up until 2007, 2008, and I was working for a bank at that time, and then there was a banking crisis, and I was working in the mortgage side of the bank, so I did home loans for people, and in the United States, the housing market just plummeted. I lost my job at that time, and from that point until 2012, I really struggled to go from, even though I had a degree from a good university, and
What degree do you have?
I have a business degree.
In
So
where did you go?
I went to Penn State.
Okay. Oh, really?
So, yeah. So
Oh, that's a good university.
it is a good university.
Yeah. Okay.
So at that time, I bounced around and worked different jobs. I ended up really working in the restaurant industry more than anything, waiting tables, bartending, things like that to make ends meet. Until 2013, I had an aunt who, until, when was that? 2013, 2014, I had an aunt who had lived out here in Arizona who had a handicapped son, and his health really took a turn for the worse at that point in time, and he ended up passing away in 2015, 2016.
So you came here to help?
So I came here, yeah, and during that time, right after he passed away, because she was really struggling and falling apart herself, and I felt like I needed to change. I needed to get maybe a fresh start in Arizona, and I came out here with the expectation of staying with her. Now I knew her growing up, but I didn't know her. I didn't really know her. I never lived with her.
Aunts related how? Like your mom's mom?
Well, I call it an aunt, but it's my father's cousin.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So my dad's my grandfather's brother's child.
So you're trying to start life like a new. You are coming here to try something.
A fresh start.
Yeah. Okay.
For a fresh
So
start.
what happened? Like you didn't.
Well, she ended up. Her whole life, I realized her whole life for 20 years was taking care of this little boy, this boy that passed away.
Yeah.
And when she didn't have that, she had a hard time just functioning. She didn't.
She didn't know to function without the child.
Yeah. She didn't have anything, to keep her going. Really,
Okay.
right?
So what happened?
So eventually, she and I had a bit of a falling out.
And she kicked you out?
And one day she kicked me out. And,
Okay.
and it wasn't, I didn't see it coming. I just came back one day and all my things were on the porch. And she wouldn't answer my call. She went into the door.
Okay.
I was, and now when I came out here, my father and I are still a little bit at, we're not really on great terms from way back when the divorce happened.
Okay. Were you working when you were living with your aunt?
No, I had
Okay.
I had been looking for a job out here.
Okay.
But I hadn't been working, and I was interviewing and doing different things. And what ended up happening when
So she just kicked you out?
She just kicked me out.
So what did you do when she kicked you out? Did you try to go to a shelter? Had you formed any friendships?
I had some friends at that point in time. I've been here long enough. Been here a few months.
Did they take you
That
in?
time, and I couch surfed, what I would call. I hopped
Yeah.
around from place to place for a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there.
Yeah.
And until, I don't know what happened. But at that time I had been, and I had always drank a little bit, and I got, I smoked.
So
some
you had
weed,
drinking issues then?
But yeah,
Okay.
I started that became, drinking and that became
And
an
smoking,
issue.
yeah.
Smoking weed.
Okay.
And that
So
became
would
an
you have
issue.
said you are alcoholic then? You became alcoholic?
I would say that, yeah, for that, for a while there I was,
Okay.
and I haven't drank now. I don't drink anymore.
Okay.
But for that period of time, and I think I just was looking for, honestly, just to
An
feel
escape?
different,
Yeah.
an escape.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try to get some help, and I was fortunate enough. I got into some treatment, and I came out of there. I went to a program in Arizona, and it was a good.
So
program.
social services. Okay.
It was like a rehab.
Yeah.
I went there for.
Was it free?
Well, I had access.
Yeah.
So
The
it was through
insurance.
access,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But so it wasn't technically free, but to me it was free, I guess.
Okay. So how long were you in treatment?
90 days.
Okay. And then
Right.
you came out.
And I came out and
Do they prepare you or
that's
to
the
life
thing.
or
Well,
they just
prepare you for life, but when you walk out of there, you when you're in treatment, you're very restricted on, you can't talk to a lot of people that are outside of that, your treatment center or whatnot. So
Yeah.
when you leave, if you don't have family or you don't have friends set up something for you, you're right back
Okay.
out on the street,
Oh.
and
So when you came out of treatment, where did you go? Who did you live with?
well, the people that I knew from treatment
Yeah.
that had been getting out before me
Yeah.
were the people that I, that I went to. They had got out in the weeks or months, prior to me. So I ended up staying with some of those people.
Okay.
And, the success rate in a treatment center like that is like 10%.
Okay.
So 90% of people relapse.
Yeah.
Right? And one by one, the people that I was staying with would fall back into their old behaviors, their old habits, and I slipped up a few times myself, but thank God that nothing bad happened.
Did you look for a job when you came?
I did.
And then what happened?
I did look for a job, but whenever you tell, I was probably honest, maybe when I should have been, but I told people what, because I had a gap in my employment history at that time.
Oh yeah, so they are asking you where have you
What
been?
going on? I would explain to them the situation with my aunt, and then I moved down here, and then as soon as you tell them
So they didn't find you reliable.
They were they
Okay.
didn't find me reliable.
What kind of jobs were you looking for?
And, well, at first I was trying to use my degree.
Yeah,
Find those
business.
kind of jobs, business
Yeah.
degree,
Yeah.
and maybe was a little bit picky. And I did find a job for a short period of time at an Italian restaurant and I was working there not that long ago. Well, now it was probably about a year and a half ago.
So let's go back. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt
no,
you.
go ahead.
When your aunt kicked you out, you didn't think of going back to, is it Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
You don't have any other relatives there?
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I do have other relatives there, but
You didn't think of going back?
I was
Hmm.
no, I wasn't really welcome back there because what happened was my mother did not want me to come to Arizona and have anything to do with my father or his side of the family because of there was a
Okay.
lot of hard feelings because of the
Okay.
breakup.
Okay.
Right?
So you're not in good terms?
So
Okay.
we're on good terms as far as we'll talk and we're okay, but she wouldn't let I couldn't go stay with my mother.
Okay. Is it because you are alcoholic and maybe smoking weed at that time?
Sure,
Okay.
Sure, yeah, that has a
Okay.
lot to do with it. And she, I think,
Okay.
thinks that I need to figure things out for myself.
Okay.
Another thing that was going on at that time. With I have a sister.
Yeah.
She just had some children, right? So as bad as I was doing, she was doing really well, right? So my family turned their attention to her. You know what I mean? Because she had the
So
grandchildren.
did your sister know that you're homeless?
Yeah, she does.
Did you try to ask her if she could take you in?
No.
Why didn't you?
I wouldn't. Pride, I guess,
Yeah?
But it's my little sister, and I would never, if I asked, she'd probably welcome me. She lives in North Carolina now, but,
So you had pride. It's like just feeling proud. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Does she know that you're homeless right now?
Yeah.
Do your parents know that you're homeless?
Yeah, they know. And
So
I'm
if your
fortunate-
sister knows that you're homeless, and why can't she take you in?
Well, she has her husband and her kids to worry about, and they
So
have
they
the
think
same
you are a
problems
bad
as
influence?
Okay. And they have the same problem. They're still
They're struggling
to get by, like anyone else with what's gone on in the last year or two with the COVID. It's affected them as well. He works in the airline industry, and that's taken that's suffered.
A hit, yeah.
That's suffered.
Yeah.
So
how long have you been homeless then?
About 3 years now.
So how do you survive out here? Like, tell me like your day. How is your day like? Are you both of you? Are you like a couple? What? Hi,
Yeah. Christy.
Christy.
Hi.
You don't want to be on camera?
You wanna be on
Okay.
camera?
Okay. She changed her mind.
Okay.
Okay. So can I just show you without showing you? Okay. Since you don't want to be in the camera. So are you a couple?
Yeah. So we're a couple.
So are you married or something, or you're just like together?
I mean, no, we're not married.
Okay.
Through the church or the state, but we've been.
But you're
we've been
together. So where did you
for a
guys
few years.
meet?
So we've been both fortunate enough to know have some different friends with apartments and homes, and we met through one of those people. She was staying on somebody's couch, and I had gone there with another friend of mine.
Okay.
One afternoon, and we met there, and
So you had the same situation.
we had the same situation.
You both
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Alrighty.
And we found it is easier if we have each other. We can, kind of rely.
Yeah.
And help each other out.
So
And,
where do you guys stay? Like, tell me like your day. How is your day like? Like you, like from morning to like.
Yeah,
Can
sure.
you tell me like?
Sure. So we're up until yesterday,
Mhm.
or there's a friend that lives not too far from here, an older gentleman that we both know, and we were staying there. He allowed us to stay there with him.
He lets you stay in an apartment,
Like,
like in a
yeah.
couch or something.
Yes.
So what happened yesterday? Up until
well,
yesterday, so
He has
he kicked you out.
he has some health issues,
Okay.
and he's going through he's some dementia and some Alzheimer's issues,
Mhm.
and he's very stubborn and very proud, and we've been encouraging him to get some help and some things and to do some, and we've been offering to help in any way we could, but he's been pushing back.
Okay.
And it became an issue where he basically asked us to leave.
Okay, so when you don't have a place to stay, tell me how your day is like. Okay.
Well, when we don't have a place to stay,
Uh-huh.
it's really just we just look. For me, at least, what I do is the next problem that's in front of me is what I try to worry about. So if it's getting time to eat, then I try to figure out
What to
where
eat?
we're gonna get some food. Yeah.
Do you have like government programs like a
Sure.
BET?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
what is it called? EBT?
Food stamps or
Yeah, food
EBT.
stamps. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you get that? And you use somebody's address?
Well, yeah, and we've been
Okay.
able to use one of the people that we're friends with, and they actually will allow you to not to
So how much do they give you a month?
they give you what is it what's it, babe? About $200.
So you have $200 a month for eating.
$200 a month for eating,
Okay.
which doesn't really get
It's not
you-
enough?
No, it's not
Okay.
really enough. It'll
Okay.
get you through maybe half of the
And
month.
is it for restaurants or for food?
No,
Just
it's for food, but there is some places, Subway, certain
That takes it,
restaurants will allow
yeah,
you to use
okay.
it. Not all.
So where is it mailed? Or they just reload it every month, right? Okay.
Right. They
Okay.
reload it every month.
So between the two of you, then you have like $400.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's pretty crafty.
Yeah.
And she's able to to stretch a dollar.
Yeah. Okay,
but-
so tell me, I was asking you how your day is like. So from morning,
So what we found is there's a whole community of homeless people.
Okay.
That they're right there in front of you. You don't really know that they're there, but like for example, right now, if you were to walk across the street
Yeah.
where the mall is,
Yeah.
there's a great big grass area, great big,
Yeah.
and there's a person who we just ran into today that has a camp right there. There's a tent right there, right
A
by
tent?
the mall,
Uh-huh.
right in between two restaurants.
So
You
you
can't
go.
see it,
So you
but-
go share.
But if we meet someone like that, then normally, they'll invite us to come. If you need a place or if you need to whatever, come. Get out of the sun. I'm over here, and we'll go over there and talk to them, and then they'll say, hey, people will exchange. Do you know that there's a food pantry or there'll be different programs.
So you
that
share
we
resources.
So what
Okay.
the little resources there we share.
Okay, so where do you sleep then? You go look for a tent like that and then you spend the
not
night.
necessarily. If
Yeah.
if we don't have a couch to stay on, the last resort would be either we don't sleep and we'll just walk around all night.
Like tonight, what are you gonna do tonight? Are you walking around tonight?
Well, if we have enough money or we're able to, we'll get a cheap hotel room.
Oh,
Right.
so when you say enough money, that means just people of goodwill just giving you money.
Yeah,
Okay. And you're
or-
in a good area. This is like
is a good area,
this is
and-
what is this area called?
Paradise Valley.
Paradise Valley.
Yeah.
So people give you like change all the time.
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of times.
How much can you get like a day?
Babe, what would you? I would say anywhere from $20 to $100.
Okay.
It
So you
depends.
go get a cheap hotel.
So
Okay.
get a cheap hotel. That's really the goal of the day.
Okay.
If we can get a cheap hotel,
Okay.
and we also have, she especially, we still have some items from before. So we have in storage some things like some of her purses and some different things. So
I think it is open.
yeah. So we'll try to
Hmm.
we'll try to take some of those to thrift stores or secondhand stores and sell some items if we're able to. A lot of times we'll go to places like Goodwill, and if you know what you're looking for, you can find.
Hold on. Sorry.
No,
So
no.
Goodwill, what do
you
they
can,
do?
You can find some things there that people donate that there is
So
worth
for-
more than what
for
they're
clothes.
asking for. Not necessarily clothes, but sometimes clothes, but antiques and collectibles.
And then you sell them.
And if you get them, then you can resell them. Yeah.
Oh,
and-
so
and
how do you sell them? Just like the way you meet somebody like me and then you offer it?
Well, no, we sell them on OfferUp, on eBay, on
okay.
Craigslist, places like that.
Oh,
we meet
okay.
people.
So you try ways to survive.
There's a lot of ways. Yeah, there's a
Okay.
lot of ways. There's
Okay.
some other things that we do. We'll do scrap metal.
Okay.
Like you can get cans and different things
Okay.
and recycle things like that.
So I think talking to you, I'm just thinking you're a white male. Do you know like a white male in America has like the most advantage? Like really?
Mhm.
Like I'm feeling like if you just walk into a place, they can just hire you. Like right now, it's like there's a lot of shortage of manpower. Like
Right.
restaurants are hiring, even like dishwashing. Have you ever thought of doing jobs like that? That they don't need a lot of requirements.
Yes and no. A lot of times, what I've run into, and so it depending on what it is, unemployment. Try to be honest with the people, but not having an address or a phone number or a steady, like things like that. Like we have a phone, but we have to have Wi-Fi to be able to use the phone. So you could apply for a job, and if
They'll call
if
you.
there's a phone call, yeah, it
Yeah.
could be tough. But a lot of times you get caught up in the next problem that's right in front of you, and
So it
being able to
overwhelms you.
Going to work and having a paycheck in 2 weeks doesn't feed me from now until 2 weeks from now, or find us a place to stay for the next 2 weeks. So I start to worry about that. So if I worry, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and no employer's going to pay you every day. So it's hard to get ahead or to get to that point whenever you're worrying about that day, and especially if we're worrying about each other. If that makes sense.
Do you think probably the problem is even more than homelessness? Is probably are you still on weed and drinking?
I still get high sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, that's definitely it's not helping. It
It's
definitely
not
is,
helping.
but,
Okay. Are you on any drugs?
I mean, not right this minute, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I
You do.
I
You
get
do
high.
drugs.
Yeah, I
Okay.
get high.
So what kind of drugs do you do? Like have you done
Well,
besides weed?
I mean, just about all
All
of them.
okay.
But you know,
Do you feel like you're an addict? Because that's really hard to overcome.
I feel like that I have an addictive
Personality.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
but sometimes I just it's when you're
So that
when-
can be hard to maintain a job if
Sure,
you have
sure.
an addiction.
Sure, it
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
But you know, even when I was working at the bank or in different places, I was always I drank then, and I did, but I was able to balance it. But once things started to get difficult and go one way, it became my coping skill for everything. You know, when I was sad, I was drinking. When I was happy, I would drink. When I was bored, I would drink. When I was, you know, or get high or whatever was going on. You know, and the problem is that it got to a point where if I'm uncomfortable in any way and I want to get out of that feeling, then I go and grab a substance to get me out of that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the big issues. But
Not being able to deal with your emotions.
right. And I think
Yeah.
you know, I think when it started to go when I started to go the wrong way,
Yeah.
is whenever way back whenever I was close with my dad, and whenever he wasn't there anymore, that's when I started to hang out that crowd and
Yeah.
started to drink. So my mom and I were never close. She was always, you know, I have a sister, they were close. And I'm not making excuses. I mean, I make my own bed, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Where do you
but-
think your pain started? Like, I think they say with every addiction or every
Right.
fallout, it's like there's just like that one
That one
genesis.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say that one thing is?
I feel like the thing that the big thing was that why my parents split up is my dad had a girlfriend and my mom found out, and I felt like he chose her over my mom and our family.
And it
I
hurt
think-
you.
And it hurt me, and it also put me in a position that I didn't expect to be in, because with him not being there, then a lot of responsibilities, you know, not monetary.
How old were you?
13.
13. So you took in responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
not a lot of big things, but you know, I had to, you know, I couldn't go out with my friends. I had to watch my sister a lot. You know, stay.
That was too
you know,
much for
things
you.
like that. It wasn't that it was too much. It was just I don't think I was prepared for it. I mean, so
Okay.
I guess it was too much at the
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
You know?
So what would you tell somebody like out there, advice not to get where you are? Or what do you regret doing to have gotten you where you are?
I would say the big thing is that honestly is getting high, drinking substances, like, you know, whatever the thing that you like to do to get yourself out of your feeling, like I just mentioned. Don't take the easy way out, you know.
So what's the hard way out?
The hard way out?
Mhm.
I mean, the hard way out would be
Or the hard way
to-
through?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
To, you know, to go to ask for help, to go to some type of a rehab, or to go to your wherever your support system, or you know, whether it's a church or if it's, you know, relatives or family, and ask for help early, you know, and recognize that and even if you don't have family or people like that, there's people that, like, you know, that you meet anywhere, like that guy that came up to us.
Yeah,
or
to
they-
pray for you.
Yeah, They come out, and there's still good people out there. You just have to find them.
Okay.
You know.
What are your dreams? What do you dream?
Oh wow, you know,
Or what are your hopes?
I would like to, you know, just to be able to you know, sometime have a home, have a family, you know, hopefully, you know, have a place to just
To call
call
home.
her home. Yeah, to call her
Yeah,
home.
yeah. What do you think you need to do that you're not doing?
Well, I think that I need to change everything that I'm doing. You know, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that I need to change first is that I need to the same people that help me and give me a place to stay are also people that a lot of times have the drugs and alcohol. You know?
So the influence.
So the
Okay.
influence or the availability of it. You know?
Okay,
So
okay.
maybe that is a total change. You know, and we've talked about moving and just going somewhere, you know,
Somewhere
Oregon
else.
or California, just to get a new place, a new fresh start. But
Can you go back with access with the healthcare insurance that you have? Can you go back to rehab? Are you eligible to go
You-
back and start over?
you can, yes and no. Yes, I can.
Yes.
But
But why are you not doing it? What is holding you?
You know, I don't know. But I think
And I don't
that-
mean to be very
No,
hard
no,
on you.
no,
I'm just.
I don't really sit down and think about it. To be honest with you, I really don't give it that much thought, because I'm thinking about the next, like, where are we gonna stay tonight? What are we gonna eat? I don't get so far as to think of, well, I should really take some time and go back and get a treatment, and that's sad because if I haven't thought about it in a long time until you just brought it up.
What is your hardest first step? What do you think is the hardest first step to make a change?
Asking for help.
Asking for help.
Asking for help.
Are you like a proud person?
I'm a proud person, but I like to do it everything. I like to,
on your own.
Yeah, on my own. I'll figure it out on my own.
Okay. So asking for help is your hardest thing.
I think asking for help is for me the hardest.
Okay. So for somebody, I don't know, you probably don't watch the news, or maybe you do. There's a lot of people trying to come to this country. Like they swim to come here. They take the boat. They walk through the border. How do you feel about that? Like people really scrambling to come here because they feel like there's opportunity in this country, and here you are in this situation. What do you say about that?
I mean, geez, that's a tough question. I don't think that we should tell anyone that they can't come. I don't think they should have to
No. I think what I'm saying is, what do you like for somebody really wanting to come to this country just to be given one opportunity? How do you feel about that? Like given your situation, do you feel like this country is what they think it is?
No, I don't.
It is not.
I think that the American dream, or what people
think it is,
believe it is, it's not what it.
It's not what it is.
Up to be. It's not as. But that being said, I don't know what it's like in other countries.
Compare.
And I'm sure that, and from what I've seen in other places where there's poverty, or people struggle a little bit more. In one way, they sometimes seem a lot happier in a lot of other ways. There's a better sense of community, like you mentioned before, or people look out for each other more. But I can say this. I mean, even though I'm poor right now and I'm homeless right now, in a lot of ways, it brought me closer than to Christy and to some other people than I've ever been to anyone else in my whole life, because we struggle so much, but we rely on each other a lot too. So it's not that I wouldn't wish homelessness or this on anybody necessarily, but being that I'm in it, I'm able to look at both sides of it, or try to.
Yeah. Man, this is tough. What makes you happy?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah.
What makes me happy?
Yeah.
Well, I think what makes me happy is making other people happy.
Yeah?
And
what's the last thing that you did that made somebody happy? I don't know. Her?
Boy, I don't. I think just putting somebody else's what somebody else wants
above yours.
Myself.
Yeah. Okay. What makes you sad?
Letting other people down.
Okay. That's a big one. That's a big one. Do you feel like you've let people down? Or is there somebody that you've let down?
I feel like I let a lot of people down.
Yeah.
As much as I've had a rocky road with my family, I feel like I've let them down. They give me a lot of opportunity, and they had high expectations for me, and I have not lived up to those expectations.
Does that make it harder to?
Does it make it harder to
change?
To change?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that that could be an excuse too.
Yeah.
You
are so aware of so many things. That's the tough part.
Right. Well.
So you say you sell things. It's like you guys,
So
that was one of the things. So you buy things and sell.
Bags,
okay.
Yeah,
so that's how you
bags,
survive too.
Clothing. Yeah,
So that's how you
some
survive.
things like that, and we have an eye for things like that, and we will find nice things and find nice people that
Do you think she'll tell me a little bit of her story?
I think so. Christy, can you tell a little bit?
Just like 5 minutes.